Are you trying to lose weight and not sure where to start? Let's look at it and break it down step by step. Hi, welcome to TinyFoodFix. My name is Harman. I am a registered nutritionist specialized in public health and food nutrition. I share simple and practical nutrition advice to make healthy eating easier in everyday life. So you're trying to lose weight but not sure where to start. Or maybe you have tried before and lost a bit of weight and then slowly gained it back again. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone because most of the time it's not about effort. It's about not knowing what to focus on. So, in this video, I'm going to keep things really simple. We'll go through what might be holding you back, what you should stop doing, and what you can start doing instead. I promise you no extreme diets, no quick fixes, just simple, realistic changes that actually work in real life. So let's talk about why you feel stuck. If you feel stuck with weight loss, it doesn't mean you are doing something wrong. It usually means you do not have a clear starting point. A lot of people try to change everything at once. They eat less, cut foods out, start exercising suddenly, and it quickly becomes overwhelming. For example, you might decide, I'm going to eat completely clean from tomorrow. But within a few days, it feels too restrictive. And then you're back to square one. So it's not a lack of willpower, it's the approach that's the problem. So the other most important thing to understand in weight loss journey is that there is no quick fix for weight loss and there is no single perfect method that works for everyone. You might see diets online that promise fast results, but if they're too strict, they are very hard to maintain. And that's where the cycle starts, like lose weight, regain it, and start again. So what's the verdict? Sustainable weight loss is really built on consistency, not extremes. So, another point to understand is setting realistic expectations. When it comes to weight loss, it is important to have realistic goals that are achievable. A safe and realistic target for weight loss is around zero point 0.5 to 1 kilo or 1 to 2 pounds per week, which is considered sustainable for most people. You just need to make sure your goals are measurable so you know when you have achieved them. So it's not about losing weight as fast as possible, it's about losing it in a way you can maintain for a longer run. So, another important point is that it's not just about the number on the scales. Your weight can go up and down for many reasons, so it doesn't always reflect real progress. Instead, also look at things like how your clothes fit, your energy levels, your daily habits. For example, are you cooking more at home? Are you feeling less tired? These all are signs of progress. So, what do you need to start doing? Instead of focusing on what to cut out, let's focus on what to build in. Start with simple structure. Just try to eat regular meals throughout the day. Skipping meals might seem helpful, but often it just leads to stronger hunger later. So, for example, you skip your breakfast, then by lunchtime you're extremely hungry and end up overeating. So, balanced meals makes a big difference that include protein, fiber, and carbohydrates, and you need to aim to gradually increase your fruit and vegetables. So let's learn about a balanced plate. A simple way to build balanced meal is to use the plate method. Now, a fully balanced diet includes more than just three components or three macronutrients. But because we are focusing on weight loss and managing hunger, it helps to keep things simple. So you can think of your plate in three main parts. About half your plate should be vegetables or salads. A quarter should be protein like chicken, fish, eggs, beans, or lentils. And the remaining quarter can be carbohydrates like rice, pasta, potatoes, or bread. So, this balance helps your meals feel more filling and supports better hunger control throughout the day. We already talked about your balanced plate. Now, let's talk about the other most important component in weight loss journey. So, it's about moving more. So, movement is also an important part of weight loss, but it doesn't need to be intense. You do not have to suddenly start long gym sessions or push yourself to the point where you are out of breath. Instead, you need to think small, simple, and consistent because it's often the small bits of movement throughout the day that really add up over time. For example, taking the stairs instead of the lift, or walking a bit more during the day, standing up regularly if you sit for longer periods, or parking slightly further away from your destination. So these might seem like very small things, but when you do them consistently, they really do make a difference. And the key thing is they are much easier to stick to long term. When you combine your regular movement with a balanced diet, that's when you start to see real progress with weight loss. So both work together and are key parts of the healthy, sustainable approach. So, what do you need to stop doing? One of the biggest things to avoid is extreme dieting. So, very strict diets can feel effective at first, but they're not a healthy or sustainable way to lose weight. They're often very hard to maintain, and over time, they can lead to cravings, frustration, and eventually giving up. So instead of asking yourself, what should I cut out completely? Try thinking about what small improvement can I make instead. Because weight loss doesn't happen overnight. It happens through consistency, like making small changes, realistic changes day by day. Even one small change each day adds up over time, and that's what builds progress and keeps you motivated. And that consistency is one of the most important keys to successful weight loss. About consistency. So it's completely normal to have off days or so called cheat days. Everyone does. But really matters is what you do next. So getting back on track quickly is far more important than trying to be perfect because consistency over time is what actually creates results. Weight loss isn't about one perfect day or one perfect week. It's about what you do most of the time. So, if you have an off day, do not let it turn into an off week. Just reset and continue with your routine as soon as possible. So, that simple ability to get back on track is what shows you're serious about your goals. And in many ways, you are your own motivation and you are also your own solution. Let's talk about tracking your activities and supporting yourself. So, how can you actually stay on track and what tools can help? From my experience, tracking your meals, your activities, and eating habits can really make a big difference. You could do this through food diaries, mobile apps, or even a simple notebook, whatever works best for you. The key here is to find a method that suits you personally. So you should not stop until you find a tracking approach that feels realistic and easy to stick to for you. Because in doing that, you are actively supporting yourself and your journey. It's not about being perfect. Remember, it's about becoming more aware of your habits because even small wins really matter. So, tracking helps you see what you are doing more clearly, make better decisions, and you can stay more consistent. It also helps you build your confidence over time as you start to notice progress, even if it feels small at first. And then, most importantly, it helps you keep going. Finally, just to sum up what we discussed before. So remember, there is no quick fix and there is no perfect diet or one method that works for everyone. But there is a simple and realistic path forward. You can start small and stay consistent and focus on changes you can actually maintain in your everyday life, not just for a few days, but long term. Because real results do not come from extreme effort for a short time. They come from small, repeated actions that you can actually stick to. And over time, those small changes add up more than you think.
So that's what leads to real, sustainable, long-term results.
Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to Tiny Food Fix for healthy tips that make everyday eating more enjoyable. I'll see you in the next video.